Hello ladies and gentlemen, it's Centauro here bringing you another Minecraft World War II aircraft tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and building the Fiat G.55 Centauro. The Fiat G.55 Centauro was a single-engine, single-seat World War II fighter aircraft used by the Regia Aeronautica and the Aeronautica Nazionale Repubblicana in 1943 through 1945. It was designed and built in turn by Fiat. The G.55 was arguably the best type produced in Italy during World War II, but it did not enter production until 1943, when after comparative test against the Messerschmitt Bf 109G and the Focke-Wulf 190, the Luftwaffe itself regarded the Fiat G55 as the best Axis fighter. During its short operational service, mostly under the Repubblica Sociale Italiana insignia, after the September 8, 1943 armistice. This powerful, robust, and fast aircraft proved itself to be an excellent interceptor at high altitude. In 1944, over northern Italy, the Centauro clashed with British Supermarine Spitfire P-51 Mustang, P-47 Thunderbolt, and P-38 Lightning, proving to be no easy adversary. Italian pilots liked their Centauro, but by the time the war ended, fewer than 300 had been built. By comparison, the Germans had produced 35,000 Bf-109s. So yeah, the G.55 Centauro, a very interesting aircraft, pretty much your, I guess, Italian P-51 if you want to put it that way. However, this aircraft, as I mentioned, did not see widespread service as it was built in very small numbers, with only 274 built during the wartime and about 75 more built during the post-war. So this aircraft did not see a lot of use, obviously, and its production numbers definitely show that. However, from what accounts say, it was a really good fighter for its time. The version we have in front of us is the G55/S, which was a torpedo version of the aircraft, which was designed to carry, obviously, a torpedo to aid in, I guess, aerial attacks on maritime vessels. So yeah, really cool aircraft, and should be a fun one to do. We did do a tutorial on the G55 a long time ago, and also the torpedo variant, so this one's kind of a nice redesign for that aircraft. You can easily turn this into just the standard G55, I think /1 is the a production fighter model. You can definitely easily turn this aircraft right here in front of us to that model by just going ahead and removing the torpedo from the bottom. For the most part, at least what I've seen, they're pretty much the same thing. I think the only difference really is going to be the mechanisms to connect the torpedo to the aircraft. So overall, will be a pretty fun aircraft and a pretty versatile one if you're looking for some cool Italian World War II fighter to add to your line of aircraft. So with that, let's go and dive in here to take a look at the G55 Centauro. Start off with, we have obviously the aircraft is done up in a color scheme here. We have kind of dark browns with the dark oak wood, green, and tan. So kind of a nice color palette there for the aircraft, based off of some camouflages I've seen here and there. But we have the front prop engine, pretty straightforward, the exhaust on the sides, and as you can see here, the torpedo mounted on the bottom of the aircraft. Again, as I mentioned, this could be easily removed if you do want a kind of nicer you want a cleaner look with the fighter variant or whatever you really want going on. We also have the cannons on both sides. It looks like about probably 20 millimeter guns. I don't recall if this has MGs. It probably does have probably two 7.62s or something in the nose if it kind of follows traditional aircraft design, especially replicating that of the Germans. We then have the little intakes here on the bottom for the engine, I believe, and all that stuff. So nice markings here, white tipped wings, little white stripe here that goes through the center of the fuselage there after the canopy there, mainly for probably squadron markings or something of that sort. And then moving to the tail here, we have the tail, nothing too fancy. Again, you can see the little Italian flags on the aircraft again, really to signify it is Italian. And yeah, that's pretty much the aircraft. Pretty straightforward one, and should be a nice build to add to your worlds. But without further ado, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer. Alright guys, so going ahead and getting started with our aircraft here, we're going to be going ahead and starting off with layer number 3 here. A few things I want to mention before we go ahead and jump right into the tutorial is, if you're completely new to my aircraft tutorials, the way I like to structure these tutorials, I like to do half on camera, half off. What this means is we're building the entire center line of the aircraft, and then we'll be building the right side. And then it'll be up to you guys to take the right side and copy it over the left side. Overall, this aircraft is completely symmetrical, so whatever we do on one side will be done on the other. So this helped just kind of speed up the process a little bit of the tutorial, and just kind of, makes it a little bit easier to go about doing. So yeah, that's the first thing. Again, also this is going to be the in-flight model only. So if you are looking for a landed version, this is not going to be the video for you. Possibly in the future we'll see a landed version, but for this video in particular, this is going to be the only for the in-flight version of the aircraft. Yeah, with that, let's go ahead and get started with it. So we're going to be starting off with layer 3 here. Now we're starting with layer 3 because we get a better kind of basis of the aircraft set up to, and it's easier to kind of build down and up from. So let's kind of go ahead and talk about it. Starting off with, we're going to place down a birch top slab like so, then a birch upside down stair, and then 2 yellow concrete. After that, we want to go and then take our green terracotta. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green terracotta back, a dark oak wood upside down stair, a quartz top slab. This can be using smooth quartz, a dark oak wood upside down stair, 2 dark oak wood trapdoors coming off that stair, and then we're going to build 1 and 2 blocks back, and we're going to place down a wither skeleton skull on the side of this block. So, just like that to go ahead and make your center line. After that, we're going to then go to the side here with a birch upside down stair coming off this second yellow concrete block from the front, a birch top slab forward, and then we're just going to place down a birch sign here on the side of the stair. After we have that done, we're going to take our green terracotta. We're going to go ahead and go back 1, 2, 3, 4 all on the side here. We're going to follow that up with a 5th block, and then a dark oak wood stair. We're going to go then place down a zombie head after that stair. Once that's done, we're going to place down another green terracotta block coming off this one here, a second one back, dark oak wood stair, and dark oak wood slab. Our next row here is going to be a dark oak wood upside down stair, then a green terracotta block back, dark oak wood stair, and dark oak wood slab. And also coming off this slab here, we're going to go one more back. So it should look like this here for the back so far. After we have that done there, we're going to go and then place down a dark oak wood top slab coming off the side of the stair, a zombie head, and then going forward from the zombie head, we want to place down a end rod like so. We're going to go and then go back from the top slab, 2 green terracotta blocks, and then a dark oak wood slab after that. Then once we get to this point here, we're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood upside down stair, come off the side of this block, and a second stair going back from it, as well as a dark oak wood top slab. We then want to place down 2 rows of 3 of dark oak wood top slabs going back, or going out to the side there, like so, and actually that's going to be 3 rows of 3, so my bad, 1 more row. So just like that, going out to the side there. And after you have that done, looking at it from above here, so we should have the top-down view of layer 3 complete. At this point in time, we're going to now move down to layers 1 and 2, in which we'll be basically putting the torpedo on the bottom of the aircraft, and all that. So with that, let's go ahead and move into our bottom layers. Moving on to our next layer, we'll be moving into our next layers, we will be moving into layers 1 and 2. For these layers here, we're going to drop down to the bottom here of the aircraft. To begin with, we're going to go down from these birchwood stairs. We're going to place down a birchwood stair and then a trap door like that. Now in the middle here between the trap door, we're going to place down a smooth stone slab like so. We then want to place down 2 red nether brick slabs like that going forward for the tip there of our torpedo. Then going back from that smooth stone slab, we're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 stone slabs going back, or smooth stone slabs going back. On the bottom of those nether brick slabs, we're going to place down 2 nether brick top slabs and then a total of 4 smooth stone top slabs underneath those half slabs there. Now going back from the half slabs, we're going to go ahead and grab our smooth stone. So these full blocks here, we're going to place down 1, 2, 3, 4. And we want to go ahead and go to the third from last one. We're going to place down stone buttons around the sides there like so. On the sides here of the last one, we're going to place down a dark oak wood trapdoor on both sides. Then after those stone blocks, we're going to place down 2 andesite walls and a skeleton skull coming off the last wall. Coming off the first wall, we're going to place down a skeleton skull and then a birchwood sign coming off the side here of this andesite wall. We also want to go ahead and place down a row of 2 birchwood trapdoors on the bottom of these andesite walls, like so. After that's done, we're going to go ahead and then move to the intakes here on the wings. What we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and go over from this last slab here. We're going to go ahead and go to this dark oak wood upside down stair here, and we're going to place down a green terracotta block, as well as a second one next to it. Now coming off those, we're going to go ahead and grab ourselves some item frames. We're going to place down item frames, and in those item frames, we're going to go ahead and place down black stained glass panes, so like so. We then want to go ahead and go back from those with green terracotta blocks. Or actually, rather, we're going to go ahead and grab dark oak wood stairs, and we're going to place down 2 dark oak wood stairs. We're going to do the same thing as we did for the front here, item frames and black stained glass panes in those item frames. And we'll also go ahead and at this time grab ourselves some dark oak wood signs, which will just probably be easier to grab from our inventory here. And we're going to place them down on the sides here of these stairs. So just like that on both sides. And that right there will basically conclude what we have there for the bottom for layers 1 and 2. Just make sure I didn't forget anything, and everything does appear to be good. So you have the torpedo there, and you have your little intakes there, scoops on the bottom of the wings. Anyways, though, that is it for layers 1 and 2, and with that, let's move on up to layer number. And moving on up to our next layer, we have layer 4. Now, one thing I do want to mention also is, if in case you haven't picked up on it already, we will be doing the aircraft completely in a solid green color. We will be talking about the camouflage a little bit near the end of the video, so if you are wanting to kind of proceed with the camouflage, then just hold off until then. But yeah, we're again doing this just in a solid green color because it's easier to kind of do, you know, without having all these markings and stuff like that. Anyways, let's go ahead and continue on. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the top of the birchwood top slab and upside down stair to place down 2 green terracotta blocks. Going forward, I'll place down a smooth quartz block and then a direct wall like so to go ahead and wrap up your front there. Also, going back from this, we're going to go ahead and place down 2 anvils. And then after that, we want to go ahead and take our green terracotta. We're going to place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 green terracotta down the center, a dark oak wood upside down stair, a dark oak wood top slab, and a dark oak wood trapdoor should look like that there for your center line. Moving out to the sides here, we're going to place down a green stained glass pane come off this green terracotta block, as well as a skeleton skull come off the side of this quartz block. We then want to place down a mossy cobblestone wall back, then 2 dark oak wood top slabs. We're going to go ahead and grab ourselves some item frames. We're going to place down item frames on the side of these top slabs. Then also on top of that, we're going to go and take our black beds. We're going to place down black beds and rotate them around sideways. Same thing over here as well. And then we're going to go and take our dark oak signs and place down a row of 2 on the side there. Now, you can only place the signs and item frames in the same block space if you are on Java. If you're not on Java, then you will not be able to do this feature here. So you'll just place down the item frames. Continuing on though, we're going to go and take our green terracotta blocks. We're going to place down 5 back. Then 2 mossy cobblestone walls, a white stained glass block, and actually in between these white stained glass panes here, we're going to place down a quartz block. So just make sure there's a quartz block between those glass panes. Then we're going to place down 2 green stained glass panes after, just like that, going back. Once we get to this point, we're going to go and focus our attention now to our wings. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3 green carpet, 1, 2, 3. We then want to take our dark oak wood trapdoors. We're going to place down 1, 2 trapdoors, 2 daylight detectors, then a dark oak wood slab, and then we're going to go and grab ourselves some smooth quartz. We're going to place down a smooth quartz slab, and then after that we're going to place down a skeleton skull, which will be just like this here in the corner. Now after we have that done, we're going to place down a quartz slab back from the skeleton skull, then 1 slab of quartz over. We're going to go then place down a dark oak wood slab here, and then 1 daylight detector, followed by 1 and 2 dark oak wood trapdoors. We're also going to place down a green carpet right there. After that, we're going to then place down a row of 1, 2, 3, 4 green carpet, or actually, sorry, my bad, it's going to be 3 green carpet, then a dark oak wood trapdoor closed like so, a daylight detector, a quartz slab, we're going to drop down here, and we're going to place down a skeleton skull, kind of a 45-degree angle there, in the corner there to go and form the wing. After that's done, you're going to take the same thing you do on the right side, obviously flip it over to the left side. The only thing to take note of is that on the left side we do have one difference, and this is the only difference throughout the entire build. This is going to be 2 end rods coming off this quartz slab, and again that's going to be on the left side of the aircraft and the left side only. So once you have both sides transferred over, this is what it should look like for the top-down view for this aircraft once complete. And that right there is going to include everything we have there for layer 4. With that, we'll move on up to our next layer, layer number 5. Moving on up to our next layer, we have layer number 5. For layer 5 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to go ahead and place down an iron trapdoor on top of this smooth quartz block. We're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood slab and then a piston. If you're not on Java and do not have access to commands, I would recommend instead of a piston here, placing down a end portal frame or a dark oak wood stair. Either one of those will work. We will be coming back to this a little bit later near the end and modifying it using a tool we have on Java and Java only. So just keep that in mind proceeding further. But anyways, after this block here, we're going to go ahead and place down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green terracotta, and then 2 black stained glass blocks, 1, 2 green terracotta, a smooth quartz block, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green terracotta, and then a dark oak wood slab on the end there. Our next row out to the side here is going to be a zombie head coming off the side of this piston, or this block here, and then we're going to place down 2 mossy cobblestone walls, followed by 1, 2, 3 dark oak wood stairs. After that, we're going to then place down 2 dark oak wood slabs, then 1, 2 mossy cobblestone walls, a diorite wall, a mossy cobblestone wall, then 2 green stained glass panes back. We're going to then go to the last 2 green terracotta blocks. We're going to place down 2 dark oak top slabs. This first slab here, we're going to go ahead and go 2 more out to the side here. And then this one further back, we're going to go ahead and go 3 out from that. So you have a row of 3 and a row of 4. We're going to place down zombie heads on the side of the first, or on the side here of the first slab there. And then we're also going to place down a zombie head here on the side of this this slab right here. So last slabs to go ahead and kind of start to form our, or to basically form our vertical stabilizers, or horizontal, I should say. And then after we have that all done there, we want to go ahead and also grab some dark oak signs, and we're going to go to the side of this wall here and this stair, and we're just going to place down our signs like so. And after that's done, at this point in time, if you're on Java, we'll type in the command /give space @p space Minecraft :debug _ stick. Press and enter, and you'll get this tool here. We'll right click this piston with that tool, or left click, until you get extended, and it should say extended to false. Right click it and it'll say extended to true, and you'll be able to kind of help smooth out the front there of the aircraft a little bit more. Anyways though, that is pretty much all we have for that layer, and with that we pretty much should be good to go. One quick change I am going to make here is I'm actually going to go ahead and remove this green terracotta block in these walls here. I'm going to go ahead and add one more piston here, and then also take our zombie head and place it down there on the sides like that from it. And we'll go ahead and then use our debug stick here again and get rid of the top of those pistons just like that. Now to kind of go along with this, if you are in a different version, obviously you can use a dark oak slab here, and then a dark oak stair, or again if you're on if you want to use end portal frames, you can use two end portal frames there instead. But I think that actually helps shape that a little bit better there for the front of the aircraft. Anyways though, that right there is going to conclude what we have there for layer number 5 of the build. And with that, let's go ahead and move on to layer number 6. Alright guys, moving into our next layer, we have layer number 5. So, or actually, sorry, layer number 6, my bad. For layer number 6 here, to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a dark oak on top of this green terracotta block. We're going to then go back from this with 2 dark oak trapdoors, a narrow brick stair, 2 black stained glass blocks, and then we're going to go ahead and grab 2 green terracotta blocks, place down 2 green terracotta blocks, a smooth quartz stair like so, a dark oak slab, and then a dark oak trapdoor. We're going to skip a space and then place down 3 green terracotta blocks back, and then a dark oak trapdoor on the end here, closed like so. After that's done, we want to go and then place down a dark oak button on the side of this block here, and then 1 and 2 green carpets, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4 green carpets like that out to the side. After that is all done there, we want to go and then place down a wither skeleton skull on the side, on top of the stair, like that going back. 2 black stained glass panes, 2 green terracotta, or 2 green stained glass panes. After those 2 black stained glass, and then a skeleton skull there at a slight angle, like so. After that is all complete there, that is pretty much it for layer number 6 here, and at this point in time, we're just going to go ahead and move into our last final layers of the build to go ahead and finish off our G.55. Alright guys, so going ahead and moving into our final layers here, we have layers 7, 8, and 9. For these layers to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down 2 dark oak trapdoors on top of those 2 black stained glass blocks. We're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak fence post with a zombie head like that. We're going to go back from that zombie head with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 barrier blocks like this going back. We're going to go then drop down to our last barrier block here. We're going to place down a green stained glass pane, a green terracotta block back, and a mossy cobblestone wall. We're going to go up from the green terracotta block with 1 green stained glass pane here on the back, and then a dark oak trap door on the very top there of this green terracotta block. We'll also take our dark oak buttons. We're going to place down a dark oak button there on the top there, like that on both sides there. After that's done, we want to go and also grab our stone buttons. We're going to place down a row of stone buttons, which are going to go along the left side of the barrier blocks. So 1, 2, 3, and that's going to be only on the left side, and then 3 on top of these 3 barrier blocks there to go ahead and make your cabling that runs back to the tail of the aircraft. At this point in time, basically we're going to go and then go up to the front of the aircraft and do the propellers. Propellers here, pretty simple. We're going to go off this skeleton skull, 1, 2, 3 wither skeleton skulls. Then going up from this skull, we're going to place down a polished black stone wall, then one more that goes up at an angle, and then another wither skeleton skull that goes up at an angle like so to the side there. After that's done, going to the bottom here, we're going to place down a polished black stone wall, actually a green terracotta block like so, or just a block in general, and then a wither skeleton skull come off the side. We're going to go ahead and go down from this block with a black stone wall, and then going down from this, we're going to place down a dark oak, or a block here, and then a wither skeleton skull like that out to the side. and that's going to make this third blade that comes down like so, and you basically have the props there for your aircraft. With that all done there, the last thing for us to do is to go ahead and cover some banners. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the necessary materials for those banners, and I'll see you guys here shortly to go ahead and make them. Alright guys, so to make these banners, they're pretty straightforward. We're going to need 2 white banners, 2 red dye, 3 green dye, and 1 white dye. We're going to go into our loom, along with our white banner. We're going to place down our white banner and our red dye. We're going to select the line of red on the left side. So this is going to be like this, and we're going to do this for both banners. After we have that done, this banner here is going to go back into the loom, and with our green dye, we're going to go ahead and do the green on the right side. Same thing over here, just like that. So basically, you're creating the Italian flag there. Now after we have that done, this is going to go ahead and go back into the loom, and we're going to go ahead and for this one, we're going to place down our green dye. We're going to select the bottom half of this. We want to go ahead and do green. So the bottom half is just going to be completely green. Then for our next banner, we're going to go ahead and then put our white dye in, and the bottom half is going to be white. So we should have these 2 banners here. Now, the white banner is going to go on this direct wall on both sides. So it's going to be that Italian flag there on the side of the fuselage, and then for the tail, the vertical stabilizer, we're going to place down the green bottom half banner like that on the tail there for the Italian flag on the tail. And you'll do that to both sides, and you'll pretty much be good to go for our markings on the aircraft. You can also add numbers onto the side of the aircraft as well. I don't have any on this model in particular, as some have them in pictures and some don't, but a lot of times it looks like they'd put like a yellow number. Usually they were single digits. Yeah, you can put the numbers right here, you can put 2 numbers there, you can put 1 number back here. Again, I've kind of seen them in both orientations, so there isn't really like a set standard for that. But yeah, that right there is going to conclude basically the base model here for our in-flight version for the G.55/S. At this point in time, I am going to go ahead and move into the camouflage, so I'm going to kind of talk about it a little bit and all that fun stuff. So with that, let's go ahead and move on to taking a look at the camouflage. Alright guys, so when it comes to the camouflage here for this aircraft, it's really straightforward. Basically, it's just putting in some dark oak wood mixed in with our already slabs and stairs that we have in the aircraft, as well as some smooth sandstone, and you're just kind of really creating just kind of a random pattern on the aircraft. As you can see, I'm not really doing anything specific. I'm not doing anything too crazy, and just kind of putting in little splotches and kind of wrapping around the sides of the aircraft and stuff like that. And again, you can kind of get some views here for the aircraft yourself if you are looking for, particular camouflage or anything like that, just with this little aerial round of views. But yeah, pretty straightforward. I'm not going to dive into extreme detail for the camouflage because, again, that's something you can kind of go ahead and throw on. And this isn't the only camouflage that it'll be used for this aircraft. There are plenty of other different camouflages as well and color schemes that you are able to add on if you want to. But yeah, anyways, that right there is going to pretty much wrap up the camouflage, and with that, that's going to pretty much wrap up this tutorial for the G.55 Centauro. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this tutorial. If you guys do end up using it, you guys give me proper credit for it. This could be anything from the style of the build to my channel or this video if this does appear on your social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for your free for a project you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build, have fun and all that fun stuff. And with that, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Garrett 2x4, and I'll see you guys next time.